Hello and welcome to Dateline Northeast, a program that gives you an overview of the developments in India's Northeast region. I'm your host, Skyrim Zimik, and here are the top stories of today's program. Manipur gets first dedicated hospital for cancer treatment. Sikkim to open for tourists from October. And Northeast celebrates World Bamboo Day. There's good news for cancer patients in Manipur. People suffering from the disease had to travel to other parts of the country for treatment as Manipur was not having an advanced cancer hospital. Now they can get treatment within the state with the opening of new cancer hospital. A report.
A study by Tata Memorial Hospital reveals that nearly 4% of the cancer cases in the country are reported from the northeastern states. In view of the surging demand for oncology care in the state, Manipur recently got its first cancer hospital, Babina Specialty Hospital, at Shajiva, Imphal East. The hospital is a joint venture with the American Oncology Institute.
The whole idea of bringing this unit here in Imphal is to provide the facilities, because we haven't had such type of facility for the last many years. Rather the modern kind of cancer treatment in Manipur. That's the primary reason why we have approached in this direction. Yes, definitely our people have been traveling to different places in the country, long distance, and facing a lot of difficulties in terms of travel, accommodation, and even in treatment.
The 100-bedded hospital includes 10 OPDs, a 6-bedded daycare chemotherapy center, 24-bedded ICU, 66 inpatient beds, twin sharing, and a general ward, 3 operation theatres, a radiation oncology block with 1 radiation vault, brachytherapy, PET CET room, separate accommodation facilities for outstation patients and their caretakers. The hospital would not only provide complete oncology-related services such as surgical, medical, and radiation, but it is also provisioned with medical, surgical, gastrointestinal, urology, ENT, and pulmonology services by the departments concerned which are related to oncology.
This is the first Halcyon machine we are coming up with. This will be the first dedicated oncology center where we will have medical oncology, surgical oncology, radiation oncology, and first of the nuclear medicine department coming here in Manipur, in which we have PET CT scan and gamma camera, which is one of the very high-end facility we are providing.
The new medical facility has given fresh hope to thousands of cancer patients in the state.
aduna akhoi lairaba haiba tare sen thugi phibam leijadaba ko mapanda sapai khudong sadaba si sumaina hangbirakpa sidaba akoina pukning sida anaba si pharani paisa leitraga so khoi angamba yengdaba yade haibagi akhoi ngasi se koitan thana jaraga minga sanjaraga ngasi dagi laksabani yam nungai jagre sidagi hena hena afa hospital se chokthoknaba chokthopiu sini koina haisi marang kaina thambi
hospital la te sida khagabudi yengi ado yam specialized wana masirista yengoba ina ta khalai bese akoi Manipur pumbagi wana chokthok saningai ni aduga atai mapanda satpa paisa yamna tingba ngamdaba sing si yokoke ba mayam ama tawna rai si adu maximum 70-80% only safe oigane na khaljai.
With enhanced medical facilities in Manipur, there are expectations that patients from neighboring Myanmar can also visit for treatment. It will also give a boost to medical tourism in the state.
Let's move now to Sikkim, which is all set to invite tourists after months of lockdown and restrictions due to COVID-19. The Sikkim government has decided to reopen hotels, homestays and other tourism-related services in the state. Here's more. The Himalayan state of Sikkim has finally decided to open its border with West Bengal for unrestricted movement of vehicles from 1st October. The decision was taken by Chief Minister Prem Singh Tamang to kickstart the economy in the tourism-dependent state. This year, however, due to the prevailing COVID-19 pandemic and subsequent lockdown, the hill stations were shut since March. Sikkim was among the first states to ban the entry of tourists since March 16.
We have made it for reopening of tourism. So we have given various steps how we can reopen tourism. That the plan is to reopen tourism in a phased manner and in a controlled way. So that because Sikkim is a very small state, landlocked state, so we don't want that huge number of people should come. There should not be any control. So we want to do it in a controlled way. So that's why one major provision is the tourist will have to pre-register in a web portal which is developed by the tourism department. So every tourist coming will be monitored through the web portal because he will enter all the entries and it will be pre-booked tour. It will be a pre-booked tour which will be allowed. Plus we want to monitor their movement all through their tour journey.
As part of Unlock, there would be free interstate movement of people without any requirement of registration. While the odd-even road rationing rule for public vehicles will be lifted from October, it may continue for private vehicles. State government offices will operate with 30% staff and all shops, except those selling essential items, will remain closed. Hotels, homestays and other tourism-related services will open from 10th of October. In consideration of the current scenario of the pandemic, a standard operating procedure for hotels and tourism sector is expected to be announced soon.
ज़्यादा तो गेस्ट हम लोग को कलकत्ता से ही आते हैं, तो 3 दिन पहले उनका पूरा कोविड का टेस्ट का रिपोर्ट देना चाहिए हम लोग को ऑनलाइन। तो वो कोविड का टेस्ट का जो रिपोर्ट है वो लेके गेस्ट को आना होगा। और गाड़ी जो आएगा, गाड़ी में पूरा जब गेस्ट आएगा वो गाड़ी में सैनिटाइज़ करने के लिए बोला है। सैनिटाइज़ करने के बाद जो गेस्ट घर में आएगा उन लोगों को लगेज जो है, लगेज में भी पूरा सैनिटाइज़ करके उन लोगों को खुद को उठाना है। इतना मैंने बोला गया हुआ है।
Sikkim opening its doors for tourists have given new hope to Bengal's tour operators as well, as stakeholders of the tourism industry is largely dependent on North Bengal and Northeast tourism. Tourism is one of the most important economic activities in the hill state, with the livelihood of almost 15% of the population depending on it.
लॉकडाउन जब से हुआ तब से हम लोग का होम स्टे जितना भी है रिसॉर्ट का कोविड-19 के कारण से हम लोग का बहुत घाटा तो हो रहा है। फिर भी हम लोग इससे लड़के भी हम लोग का होम स्टे वगैरह खोलने के लिए हम लोग चाहते हैं, क्योंकि हम लोग के पास अभी कमाने का एक ही चीज़ था, वो था होम स्टे। सरकार हम लोग का जितना भी मदद कीजिएगा, सरकार हम लोग के लिए कुछ हेल्प कीजिएगा।
However, a complete lockdown will be imposed in the Gangtok Municipal Corporation area from 21st to 27 September as part of special measures to contain the spread of COVID-19. Months after lockdown, schools and colleges in some states of the Northeast region have opened partially. Under the new Unlock 4 guidelines, the Ministry of Home Affairs had permitted students from class 9 to 12 to go to their school to get guidance from their teachers. We have a report.
After remaining shut for the past 6 months due to COVID-19 outbreak, schools and colleges in some states have reopened following the centre's new guidelines. In the northeastern states, schools partially reopened in Assam, Meghalaya, Sikkim and Mizoram. Thousands of students in government schools attended the school on the first day of reopening. In Shillong, most of the schools wore a deserted look. Students wearing masks were allowed to enter school after getting their temperature along with no objection certificate from their parents. As per the guidelines issued by the Education Department, regular classroom activities in schools, colleges and other educational institutions would remain closed till September 30 across the state. Consent letters from parents have been made mandatory for all the students.
We have given the guidelines and also a consent form to the respective parents. At present, we have given only to the class 11 because the other students, they are having their unit test. Okay. So far we have got only the consent of very few parents.
They are to contact their subject teachers, mention their problem, and accordingly 5 to 7 number of students will be kept in one group by maintaining 6 feet gap in a classroom, and sanitization will be done once before entering into the classroom. That classroom should be sanitized first of all, and after the end of the classroom again the room will be sanitized.
In Assam's Kokrajhar district, very few students turned up at Kokrajhar Girls Higher Secondary School on the first day of reopening. Meanwhile, SB Deora College campus in Guwahati saw low turnout. The students maintained social distancing and wore masks. Students who turned up to attend classes after a very long break say they were happy to be back and meet their friends.
आज तो बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है, बहुत दिन बाद आज कॉलेज में आया, सबसे मतलब मिलने के लिए मौका मिला फिर से, और इतना दिन से तो घर पे बैठे बैठे अच्छा नहीं लग रहा था, तो अभी ठीक ही है, सब लोग खुलना चाहिए धीरे धीरे सब कुछ। कोरोना तो चल रहा है लेकिन अपना डिस्टेंस मेंटेन करना पड़ेगा और अपना सेफ्टी तो अपने पास है, तो दूरी बजाय रख के चलना होगा।
In a recent two-day conclave on school education in 21st century, Prime Minister Narendra Modi said that the new education policy will sow the seeds for starting a new era and will give a new direction to 21st century India. The University Grants Commission announced that it has revised the academic calendar for universities across the country.
Let us now take a look at some of the events that made news in the Northeast recently.
Multiple development projects worth Rs 180 crores were launched recently in Manipur, which will provide transit accommodation for doctors, nurses and teachers at 19 different places in the state. Speaking at the occasion, Manipur Chief Minister N. Biren Singh said that the state government is giving priority to the development of hilly areas. Further, Singh also inaugurated 5 different projects apart from laying the foundation stone for 46 others under different departments. To provide better air connectivity to the interior areas of Manipur like Thanlong and Parbung, heliports would be constructed at Tamenlong, Thanlon, Parbung, More and Jiribam. In a bid to encourage plasma donation at the Assam Medical College and Hospital in Dibrugarh, the Marwadi Natya Samiti and the Dibrugarh Press Club, in association with the Dibrugarh District Administration, recently felicitated 18 plasma heroes in a function held at the Motilal Jitani Bhavan, Jhalukpura in Dibrugarh. A total of 22 donors have donated plasma in the Assam Medical College Plasma Bank since the project became effective from September 10th. Checks of 5,000 rupees each and felicitation certificates were handed over to the 18 donors. Mizoram, Sikkim and Arunachal Pradesh have been ranked among India's top 10 happy states in a nationwide survey measuring happiness. The survey under the theme India Happiness Report was conducted by a professor of strategy at the Management Development Institute in Gurugram. Fire douse equipment was handed over recently to Mizoram's Lingpui Airport by the Airport Authority of India. The new 3 vehicles being deployed at the Lingpui Airport was manufactured by the Austrian company Rosenbauer. The vehicle can reach 80 kilometers within 34 seconds. The machine can release about 2,750 liters of water in a minute and can store 10,000 liters of water. Moreover, a mock drill was also conducted on how to rescue passengers in case of accidents. Civil Aviation Principal Laming Liana said safety service is included under the AAI mandatory expenditure. The Indian Army recently destroyed a vintage mortar bomb that was found half buried in the ground near Nepali Basti, Tawang in Arunachal Pradesh. On receiving information from the civil administration, personnel of 190 Mountain Brigade dispatched a bomb disposal team to the site to neutralize the bomb.
Moving on, from Kishore Kumar of Nagaland to lone Naga anti-tobacco campaigner, in today's episode, let us introduce you to someone who is an epitome of passionate music enthusiast and a true fighter.
Yodeling to the legendary song by Kishore Kumar, Juba has enlivened many occasions, compelling the audience to tap and dance into his buoyant voice. Juba CJ, a singer from Nagaland, has enthralled many well-known figures and celebrities with his singing talent. He had his moment in the sun when his gifted voice bestowed him the title of Kishore Kumar of Nagaland. But today, his life has a different story to tell. His zest for singing was put on hold when he was diagnosed with oral cancer 11 years ago.
I have experienced the after effects, the dangerous effect of abuse of tobacco products. I was a heavy user of Rajnigandha, Talab, and all those gutkas. You name it. Well, there isn't any one brand which I haven't used. But then the result of what I did was I got oral cancer, and it was detected at the last stage. It was the fourth stage. The doctors replaced my cheek with this. If you can show this, with this, they took this out, and then they replaced it into my cheek. So the saliva doesn't come into my mouth; it comes to my eye. So I look teary-eyed all the time.
Well, I believe it is my destiny as God's will. So I will serve my husband. I think very highly of my husband. I love him and respect him. And I pray to God so that our financial problem be solved and my husband get well one day.
According to a report by Indian Council of Medical Research, in recent years, the northeastern region is witnessing an alarming rise in the number of cancers due to massive use of tobacco consumption. Drawing the moments from his fight against oral cancer and observing rising tobacco cases in the region, Juba became the lone campaigner against tobacco abuse and started sharing his testimony in schools whenever he gets an opportunity. Not just that, he started investing his time in maintaining his health and fitness.
I want everybody to understand the meaning of use and abuse. Use is one time, two times. Abuse is everything. Everything on earth is created by God. It's discovered to be eaten, to be drunk, or whatever. But then, again there is a saying, too much of everything is bad. So, too much of tobacco is intoxicating and it is dirty.
To resume his passion after his treatment, Juba started uploading his performances on the internet. The jolly sound of his melodies has recaptured the heart of many. Running his fingers through the strings of Hawaiian guitar, Juba echoes his love for God and yet again continues to cast out the shadow of despondency from his life.
Bamboo has a notable economic and cultural significance in the Northeast region, and it has the second highest concentration of bamboo resources in the globe. To celebrate the versatility of this fastest growing plant, Northeast witnessed World Bamboo Day. Have a look.
Bamboo is one of the most fascinating and useful plants in the world. Interestingly, although it looks like a tree, it is actually considered as a grass. Used by many for its sturdy building material and viable source of food, this evergreen perennial flowering plant is deeply ingrained in the livelihood of the Northeast people. In fact, 67% of India's bamboo resource comes from the Northeast region. To reflect the relevancy of bamboo in the region, Northeast states celebrated World Bamboo Day.
World Bamboo Day. ये वर्ल्ड बैम्बू डे ये हमेशा मतलब कि 18 सितंबर को हमेशा मनाया जाता है थ्रूआउट द कंट्री थ्रूआउट द वर्ल्ड में. जस्ट इट बिगेन मतलब कि एक थाईलैंड से शुरू हुआ था, ये नियरली मतलब कि 17-18 ईयर्स पहले वो शुरुआत हुआ था बैंकॉक में. देन करते करते आज मतलब कि ऐसे हो गया कि मतलब एट द स्पेन ऑफ मतलब कि 17 और 18 ईयर्स में इट इज स्प्रेड थ्रूआउट द वर्ल्ड. मतलब कि तो मेरा यही संदेश है फॉर बम्बू में कि बम्बू फॉर सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट.
In Arunachal, citizens observed the day at soon-to-be Bamboo Technological Park, Itanagar. From mugs and bowls, convenient bags to bamboo sculpture, the event thoughtfully displayed various products materialized from bamboo. On this day, more than 20 bamboo saplings were planted around the Bamboo Technological Park, which hopes to be one of the largest and biggest parks in the entire northeastern region. Meanwhile, an organization named Kinam is making low-cost sanitizer dispenser made out of bamboo. The aim is to support the local artisans and also to curtail the spread of COVID-19 with a more sustainable and cost-effective approach.
अभी स्टील वाला जो हैंड सैनिटाइजर है ना, तो उसको हम लोग मिडिल क्लास वाला लोग हम लोग नहीं खरीद सकता है इतना. तो ये बम्बू हम लोग का यहाँ में नॉर्थ ईस्ट में या अरुणाचल में बोलने से बम्बू का 90% हाउस होल्ड यूज है. तो इसलिए ये बम्बू को हम लोग बिना कुछ मशीनरी से भी उसको आराम से हम लोग अपना दाव से भी जो लोकल दाव होता है ना, उससे भी हम लोग आराम से उसको बना सकता है. उसका मार्केट प्राइस होने से उसका अराउंड 500-600 तक ही वो होगा प्राइस होने से. तो इसका बहुत रीजनेबल प्राइस है उसका.
Here in Tripura, to mark the essence of the day and also to generate more employment in the state, Tripura government launched the first ever bamboo cookies made from crusted and processed bamboo shoots.
We are going to train the bakery people how to make these types of cookies, and in a longer run, like if any tourist is coming in Tripura and they are going back, so they can get these cookies. This will be a sort of souvenir where because this is a very special product and innovative product.
These cookies have more value than normal cookies as it will help boost immunity and battle diseases like diabetes.
With that, we have come to the end of this episode of Roving Report. Do connect with us through our Facebook page and follow us on Twitter at AnyIndia_ANI. Like and subscribe Roving Report YouTube channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon to get the latest news updates from the Northeast. I'm your host, Skyrim, signing off. Thank you for watching. Goodbye and take care.